Cause with the pen I'm learning life. My verse is divine, words inspire in perfect time. Nurtured right, them man there be learning lines, rehearsing life. Trust me, far from certified. Active while you sleep, I'm working nights. I want all the ups to feel like that Jurgen guy on Merseyside.
Yes, guys. Yes, people. Early stream today. I don't usually do this, but I have to be at a studio for 4 p.m. So for anyone wondering why we're doing it at this sort of time, it was either this or I don't stream, and there was just too many topics for me not to be able to stream. Big up everyone that's locked in, though. As always, smash the like and subscribe button. Check out Jerseys FC down in the description below. Flawless, my guy, has also dropped the track, so check out Prayer for the Ops down in the description below. Send in the comment section as well that we sent you guys over there, and just show them some love. Smash the like and subscribe button there. And yeah, big up everyone that's in here. We got Catman, Draco, Sir Timo Werner, Yaz. Big up everyone who's usually here at 2:30. Like, for all the American viewers, I do not blame you guys if you're rewatching this stream and you didn't see it live, because I know the time frame doesn't really suit you guys. But to the Australian viewers, big up you guys, because I think this is a bit earlier for you lot. But yeah, big up everyone that's in here. Harrison Hunter as well. Habe, Shaq. 38-0. Why the earlier stream? I've got to be at a studio for 4 p.m. so I can't really do my usual time. You know me, I usually do the 2:30s and I never really move from there. But sometimes you got to, innit? And here we are. Big up Poku Doku in the comment section as well, my guy. We are going to get into the Chukwuemeka news. Out of fucking nowhere, that one. And it basically just means that we ain't got a fucking clue what happens in this transfer window, because Chelsea can move in silence. No one knew about this. There wasn't a link. There wasn't anything. Absolutely nothing. But here we are. Big up, Stade. I'm all good, man. I'm really good. Just chilling. Actually, don't feel tired, even though I've had to wake up about 2-3 hours earlier for this. Habe, Noah, big up yourself, my guy. Cucurella, game changer. Well, if it comes through. Declared, big up yourself, my guy. I know this time suits you as well. I'll throw the link out in about half an hour to an hour or something. So Timo Werner says Endrick next. Endrick I'll talk about on tomorrow's stream, because I didn't really have enough time to look into him. I was more focusing on the Chukwuemeka stuff, who's the other player? Walker Peters, because they both came up out of nowhere. Hella confusing. But yeah, we're gonna talk about the Cucurella situation in this stream. We're going to talk about Walker Peters, the Chukwuemeka transfer, which literally just came out of nowhere. What else have we got? Frankie De Jong, because David Ornstein's actually spoken about him, and that's actually worth talking about, because Ornstein's probably the most legit source you can get when it comes to Premier League news. So if that's the case, we are actually in talks for Frankie De Jong, but it is all going to depend on if he actually wants to leave or not, because he's in a very shitty situation at Barca. He's not leaving until he gets that 17 million. And Barcelona need to figure out their own situation as well, because they want Bernardo Silva in, but they can't get him in until Frankie De Jong leaves. Also, Depay is going to be on a free. So if you guys are interested, let me know you guys' thoughts on that too. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We've got over 150 of you guys in here already. Big up everyone. Smash the like and subscribe button. If you guys want to make sure your comments get read, drop a super chat. Helps out the channel as well. And I would be very grateful of that too. But of course, not forcing you guys, not telling you have to. Just saying it would help the channel out. What are we seeing? We're doing the slander names already. Damn it. Cucurella being treated like his name suggests. Free the man, Brighton. All right, let's talk about the Cucurella situation first. So Chelsea actually offered Brighton 50 million plus for Cucurella, which is what the Athletic has said. Not done yet, as Brighton seek a higher fee and a replacement. Levi Colwill is the top target as well. Cucurella's personal terms are agreed. Chelsea are also in talks with Barcelona for Frenkie De Jong in the hope to sign a deal. Now, we thought they already wanted 50 million, which kind of makes it a little bit of a piss take that they're asking for more. But these are the nature of negotiations, and I'm not going to be too annoyed by it, because I kind of get it. Brighton don't have to sell him. They don't need to sell him. Cucurella's on a 4-year contract. So it's the same situation as Broja, where it's like, you can't do anything. We have you here for 4 years. What are you going to do other than tank your own valuation and just get pissy about it? Cucurella's dropped the transfer request. He's done all that he can do, but apparently he's on holiday in Spain right now. Brighton want a replacement coming in, and either they want Chelsea to cover the replacement with that player being Levi Colwill. There's been a lot of sources saying that Brighton have an interest in Levi Colwill going the other way too. Or they could be stalling to find their own separate replacement, and they want Chelsea to pay more money in order to be able to facilitate that too. For over 50 million, what are you guys saying? Because it's a versatile signing who could play really well in multiple positions, and it all depends on how much more they're asking. If it's 50 and Levi Colwill, I don't even know if that's a bad idea, especially if we could add a buyback clause or a first refusal. If we could do that, then I would really warm up to that deal personally. But let me know what you guys are saying. I get that as well. Like, Colwill could either be used in a Fofana deal or he could be used in a deal for Cucurella. But for me, like, Fofana is obviously way better than Cucurella when it comes to playing in centre-back. But you're asking for someone who either specialises in one position and specialises very well, or someone who's very good in a range of positions, because Cucurella gives us wing-back depth, and he gives us full-back depth, and he gives us centre-back depth too. And he could potentially start in all three of those positions. So, and also he would be cheaper. So there's two different ways at looking at it. We don't necessarily need to use Colwill for Fofana. I've already said I think Fofana is an unrealistic transfer from Chelsea unless they literally are willing to put 85 million on the table. If they're not willing to do that, then I feel like we are just wasting our time a little bit. Colwill, though, I think is one of the very few players that Leicester City would actually take in replacement because it's like for like. You send the centre-back, you give him a centre-back too. So I'm not sure because it's all on preference for me. Like, I would be happy with either, but I could understand us using Colwill to get Cucurella through the door. Because, again, it gives us depth in multiple positions. And there are other options we could get at centre-back too. And that would still solve us getting two centre-backs and getting a wing-back. You do two with one stone. Whereas if you get Fofana and then Cucurella leaves, suddenly you're looking for another centre-back and you're looking for a wing-back too. Although, like, to be honest, we are linked with Kyle Walker-Peters. So it could be a case that we just go for Fofana and then get Walker-Peters instead. Let me know what you guys are saying. Yeah, buyback clause is needed for Colwill because we tend to go for buybacks in future. It's what we're starting to do with all of the Cobham players that we lose. So if that was the case again with Colwill, I think that would be fine by us. Although I feel like as well, if we did that with Leicester, I think it would be a bit less likely that they do it, only because they're much tougher negotiators, and they'd want to protect their long-term investment. If their long-term investment being Fofana disappears, Colwill will become that long-term investment. And if that's the case, would they want him to come in with a buyback clause, with a first refusal, with an eye to going back to a top six club? I feel like the only way that would happen is if they would already set a clause on there, in terms of like a certain fee that they would have to reach. Let's see what you guys are saying. Colwill is wanted in both deals. Like, well, I'm not as sure with Leicester City, but it would make more sense. And even then with Leicester, I feel like Colwill only takes about 15 million off the valuation of Fofana. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe you push to 20. Also, I was speaking to Neil, and he was saying the situation with Leicester City being broke and everything is a load of bullshit, and they're in a perfectly fine situation financially. So if that's the case, then again they have no reason to push him. Yeah, what was it? What did Neil say? He said don't listen to the narrative that we don't have any money. It's fake news. We don't need to sell for money. We need to sell because our squad is too big for the 25, which still doesn't really make a lot of sense. But if he's saying that they don't have any issues financially, then they're in no reason to push for the Fofana sale. Yeah, Lewis, I like that. Go for Fofana and Walker-Peters if this isn't done by the start of our opening game. I mean, doing that still solves our wing-back issue. And it's the profile of a wing-back that can play in both positions in terms of the left wing-back and the right wing-back. So I would be fine with that. Would 100% be fine with that. I don't think it's a necessity that we go for for Cucurella, but I do see the pros in it because you have someone who can play wing back and centre back. Hell, if you even do that, maybe it becomes the case that we go for Walker-Peters, or maybe even Walker-Peters and Cucurella together. Then you have wing back for depth for both positions, and you've got a centre back. There's plenty of different ways. Like, you can see us get any two out of the three. Just don't make it go for too long and make it a case that we don't get either. Because I understand them raising the valuation over 50 million too. Because again, we are close to the season starting. Like, Walker-Peters is going for 35 million. I don't necessarily think he's worth 35 million, but because of how late it is in the window and the fact that Southampton would have to go and get a replacement too, I get it. I 100% understand it. Let me know what you guys are saying. Again, continue to run the likes up. There's only 67 likes, and we got nearly 300 of you guys in here. If their squad's too big, that is a very fair point, you know. If their squad's too big, maybe they wouldn't want a swap deal. Could potentially mean we end up going for Cucurella and Fofana, but you've spent about 120 million on centre-backs and wing-backs. And also, we could potentially be getting Frankie De Jong as well. I wouldn't be too worried about the financial situation anyway, though, because allegedly we could spend about 300 million and still be within FFP. So that shouldn't be too much of a problem. And it looks like we have a lot of money to spend too. Don't forget there could be outgoings in the window too. Outgoings also being pushed by players coming in. If Fofana comes in, no, if a Cucurella comes in, for example, that will push Marcos Alonso to Barcelona. If Fofana comes in, that could push Azpilicueta to Barcelona. We know the Werner situation. Leipzig want to take him on a permanent move. Ziyech is potentially on his way out too. So we'd be fine in a position in terms of financials, but that is a very fair point. Maybe they wouldn't want a swap deal if it's a case of their squad being too big. People saying we finished sixth. We might all surprise. We ain't gonna finish sixth. I would be a bit concerned about top four, depending on who comes in and depending on the situation of our squad when the season closes. But we ain't finishing sixth. No chance. Who even said Chelsea were going to finish sixth? I want to know that. Milan signed that Belgian attacker, so I think Ziyech is off. Oh, God forbid. God forbid, because Ziyech don't want to be here, and I don't blame him, because unless we play a 4, it's useless. Man said we will finish sixth. You want to bet? DM me, bro, because, I'll back that bet. Mark Cucurella deal should be wrapped up pretty quickly. Personal terms have been agreed. There was further talks on Tuesday, and contracts are being looked at on Monday. If that's the case, then we have to see what it's like in a week, because this deal's gone through very fast already, where we've already had personal terms agreed. We're already very close to evaluation. If we're still in the same position in a week's time, we should be turning away from it, because that's not a good sign. It's a kind of sign like Kunde, where we were very close to it, and then we just stopped. And that's never a good look. It's never a good look. Right. Let's talk about this Frankie De Jong situation. David Ornstein said Chelsea are in direct talks with FC Barcelona for Frankie De Jong. I also think there was something from Ben Jacobs. Yeah, here we go. Barca won around 80 million euros for De Jong, having agreed a slightly higher 85 million deal with United. Chelsea are now in direct talks. De Jong has been consistent that he wants to stay, but he refused to take a pay cut. He is more open to Stamford Bridge than Old Trafford because he has brains. As previously reported, Barca will need to explicitly tell De Jong he's not wanted and must leave. And Chelsea have asked for guarantees if they move that the saga won't drag on. Unlike United, they will get the player in early if things progress. Barca want Bernardo Silva and need the De Jong transfer fee and squad space to be able to make that happen. Ben Jacobs also said only 2 days ago, John Laporta denied De Jong was offered to Chelsea when he met Bowley and reiterated his will to do his best to keep him at Barca. But without a significant pay cut and due to Silva interest, an exit still remains more likely. Tuchel is very much driving the Chelsea interest. Bowley again backing his manager, trying to pull off an ambitious signing. Won't be easy, but Chelsea are now exploring. I was told Chelsea have monitored the De Jong situation for quite some time and initiated talks because now they believe there is an urgency by Barcelona to sell, which builds into what I was saying as well a few weeks ago, where it's like, if we want De Jong, just don't do anything right now and just let the situation play out. They will become more urgent. They will have more of a need to get rid of him. And then it plays into our hands and it gives us a bit more leverage in negotiations. Ben Jacobs also said De Jong himself is starting to realise his game time will be more limited. Xavi has spoken of using him as a centre-back, yet Koundé has come in too. Meanwhile, Laporta called Silva a good player and Barca have told City to expect an offer soon. Now, Barca have absolutely fucked him about differently, and I feel like the main reason why he wants to stay is, again, that 17 million that he's owed. He's been asked to defer pay during the pandemic. He did do it as well, and he's deferred it to a few years later, which he did expecting to spend his career at Barcelona, and they're now forcing him out of the club before they have to pay him the deferred money by demonizing him in the media, releasing his contract, playing him out of position, signing people to start ahead of him. They're making it look like he's the one being difficult, when in reality it's the Barcelona who aren't paying him, and he's digging his feet into the ground because he wants his 17 million. Now, I don't blame him, and if he wants to come to Chelsea, bro, hurry the fuck up, because this would be a great long-term move for us. Same with Chukwuemeka, and I'll come into him later on as well. But we need incisive passing from the midfield. That potentially is more important to us than getting a forward, because my biggest issue with the midfield is that we don't have any incisive passing at all. Like, when I see the likes of who are we thinking, Havertz or Werner or even Lukaku when he was still here, when the ball's in the midfield, these guys make direct runs all the time, and they never get noticed. Now, part of that is due to the system. And because we play a possession-based system, we're more focused on our short passing. We don't really make those risk-taking passes. And that's not just a Jorginho thing, before everyone sits here and say, oh, it's the Regista, it's the DM, we play all around him and all that waffle. It's the whole midfield. Kante does the same thing, takes too many touches. Kovacic, the same thing, too many touches. Loftus-Cheek, the same thing, too many touches. Barkley just don't really have that sort of brain in terms of incisive passing, and is better at switching play. But that's one of our biggest issues. So for me, if we could get Frankie De Jong in, that's going to be someone who is going to be able to play those passes into the middle immediately. And that's exactly what we need. So, and also the fact he can play a 6 and an 8 too. So let me know you guys' thoughts. I think we're all in agreement. Everyone would fucking take Frankie De Jong. I think it's a great long-term investment for us. But the only thing for me is pay cut. You on 500k a week, bro. If you ain't lowering that wage by at least half, then, well, not even half. I feel like he could command something around the 300k a week wage bracket, and that would be okay. But 500 is too much. 500 is too much. Also, while Werner's here, he still is going to demand more than him. And why wouldn't he? It's Timo Werner. But yeah. Anything more than 300k, yeah, I agree. But it's like the Sterling situation too, where if he wants just over 300, I would be okay with that. Personally, I would be fine with it. It's if we're doing something 350k. That's where I would say. If he wanted over that, nah, that's when we're doing a bit too much. But I don't mind going a bit over for this one. I don't think Bowley minds either. I don't think Brighton are trying to be stingy. Brighton are just trying to find a replacement. And if they see Colwill as a replacement, go for it. I don't really mind spending that much for Cucurella, because I think he's going to be unimaginable for us in multiple positions. Left wing back, Chilwell, we don't know the situation with him as well, by the way. We heard that straight up the Udinese friendlies changed a lot. So if the Udinese friendlies changed a lot, and Chilwell didn't start, by the way, Chilwell played with a B team, maybe he's not fully ready for the first team that we thought. And I did say it was going to take a lot longer in terms of mental preparations to actually be fully back to your best, as opposed to being physically back to your best. So I think it would be good to get Cucurella in. Would potentially start over Chilwell at his peak at wing back anyway. Would be good for us at left centre back too. I don't think it's too much to ask to overpay on this one. And I've already said, being this late into the window, if you're buying premium talent, you are overpaying. So if that's the case, like, we're here. We're in this situation because we've had to get rid of our entire backroom staff. It's put us a step behind. It means that we have to pay over the valuation, especially at this point in the window. We're here, and that's fine. I don't think it's too bad unless they're really trying to fleece us for something that's completely over the top. If we're hearing like 70 million or 75 million or something, maybe that's worth us turning away from the deal. But if it's something like just 50 million and Colwill, that's like 65 million overall. It's not that deep. It's really not. It's like we're willing to pay 65 for Rafinha. So I think we had 55 from the Kunde deal anyway. So it's fine, personally, in my opinion. T1, big up yourself for the donation. Massively appreciate it. Saying Frankie De Jong, Cuckoo, and Carney might be the missing piece to get our attackers firing with quick decision-making and passes. We're defo challenging if we get those deals done. What's his name? I agree with De Jong. I agree with Cucurella. Carney, though, I'm not too sure if this is something for this season. Like, I know Tuchel said he could help the first team immediately, but read between the lines on that one. I think by that, he means he's talking about the cup games, because we are going to have a massively oversaturated fixture list until the World Cup is done. And potentially afterwards as well, because there's not a lot of Carabao Cup game fixtures until after the World Cup, I think. I think there's only 2 rounds of the Carabao Cup. Correct me if I'm wrong. So you're going to have a bit of a pile-up as well next season, because you're going to have 4 competitions in the second half of the season, as opposed to 3. So I feel like Chukwuemeka is going to be a rotation option for us, but potentially could be coming into the team for next season, because we don't know the situation with Jorginho and Kante's contracts. They may be re-signing. They may be moving on. Also depends on their form through the season as well, because both of them have been looked to be seen as they're in decline by a lot of the fan base. So it all depends on the way they play. But I don't think Chukwuemeka is going to be an option for us this season unless he absolutely shines out. But even Villa haven't played him that much. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think he's had a league start for them. He's seen as a future prospect. And he looks like a great prospect too. Like, he looks like what Ruben Loftus-Cheek was meant to become before all the injuries caught up to him and everything. Like, he's a great direct dribbler from what I've seen as well. Brilliant box-to-box player. Usually plays in the centre of the park. Can be a defensive screener as well. Gerrard apparently has used him on the left flank as well as I think an inside forward or a left wing. I'm not too sure. But from what I've seen, averaged a pass success ratio of 81.7%. Which crossed 90% over 15 to 30 yards. And that shows he's able to consistently find teammates, and that his team trusts him with the ball too. His dribbling is ridiculous for his age and size, which is why he fits in perfectly into that box-to-box mold. Apparently is a really good finisher as well for someone of his size and age too. Again, seems to be seen as the potential of Loftus-Cheek before the injuries. If you want to talk a prime player, people are talking like Yaya Toure potentially if he reaches his peak, but like I'm not going to throw that out there when I haven't even watched him play for Chelsea yet. But it's intriguing. It's very intriguing. But I'm not saying Carney is going to be anything for us right now. Just be very interesting to see how he performs for us. But I think he's only going to be someone you see in the cup games. He's just going to be there to rotate right now. What else are you guys saying? Yeah, big up everyone. Smash the likes. How much are we on? 500 of you guys in here, and we're only on 100 or so likes. Apparently it's been reported for a long time. Big up Tesco's as well in the comment section. If they want that, I'm okay with it. It's just, don't get fleeced, obviously, but think of it like this. If you put a house up for 50 and you get 50, you didn't necessarily want 50. You wanted a little bit more than that. You wanted to try and get some profit off it. So that's the case. Here's what it is. Um, just give them the money, leave. No, but they want a replacement. Like it's been stated they want a replacement, my guy. So I think Colwill might have to be involved in it. And I'm fine with that personally. Like, I know he's a great prospect for us. If we can get buyback clause, if we can get first refusal or anything like that, then I feel like we cover our bases. We cover our bases on that sort of situation. So I'm not too fussed on it. Nathan Gissing. Everyone's saying check him out. One sec. What's Gissing saying? While I check, everybody run the likes up, please. Give me a second, people. All right, cool. Sorry, I had to message somebody. All right, cool. So now what's he saying? Bear with me. Laptop is okay. So Chelsea are negotiating with Barcelona for Frankie De Jong. The deal is driven by Todd Bowley, who is really keen on signing him. Tuchel's also approved and is also keen. The priority for Tuchel still remains the defense, such as Cucurella and Fofana. Fair enough, but again, that's nothing that we don't already know. Bowley wants him, Tuchel wants him, but the priority is still the defense. De Jong's just seen as another sort of statement signing that if the opportunity comes, we're going to snipe while we can. But for right now, the focus is on the defense because nothing is going to change unless Frankie De Jong specifically pushes to leave. Keep that in mind. Unless Frankie De Jong pushes to leave or Chelsea drop a bid, nothing really changes. The only reason why I even brought it up in today's stream was because Ornstein reported on it. I already said on yesterday's stream I wasn't going to talk about De Jong as much unless I hear any more changes, because there isn't changes. I haven't heard anything. So like I don't think there's going to be anything until we see them push for Silva or until we see any more developments. Until then, I think news is just going to be recycled on all fronts. Brighton want 50 million and a payment transfer of Colwill with a huge buyback if it's even there. Too much for me. But why is it too much though? We need to hear a number in terms of how much cash they want with Colwill before we say that. And Cucurella, let me check. What is his age? 24 years old. All right, so it's not like it's someone in his mid to late 20s who could potentially be on the decline. We're getting somebody young too. 24 is still young, and he's just going into his prime. So I don't blame Brighton for trying to get as much as they possibly can out of this deal, because also Cucurella's stock is at an all-time high. So it is what it is. Like, the business is harsh like that, especially this late into the window. So I really don't blame them for having this sort of stance on the player. Just, in my opinion, go for it. Unless you lot want Fofana more. If you lot want Fofana more, then I get hold Colwill for that sort of deal, because that could actually make it a bit more realistic. Me, though, I'm not really too fussed, because Cucurella could play left centre-back, and then we could potentially get a right centre-back. Well, Koulibaly is going to be the right centre-back option, so we still have our back five sorted. Well, to be honest, we would still rather get both. If you have to get Cucurella, potentially you might still have to get a centre-back, because we're not too sure on Chilwell. And if Chilwell isn't at the level that we want him to be at right now, then you're going to have Cucurella fill out the left wing-back position. But if anything, because we're so uncertain on Chilwell, that might make this deal more important, because left wing-back is going to become an even bigger priority for us. We saw how quickly our season deteriorated as soon as Chilwell got injured. As soon as he got injured. So I have no issue with us trying to prioritize left wing-back first, because our wing-backs is where our system thrived at. Well, both our wing-backs is where our system thrived at in the first half of the season. And as soon as we lost one of them, we collapsed. Obviously, the midfield injuries still came into account and everything like that. And we do still need to improve our depth in that position too. We kind of already have done with Chukwuemeka coming in and potentially Frankie De Jong as well. But we need to solidify the wing-backs too. Unless you lot would rather just pay the 35 million, get Walker Peters in and be fine with it.
But even then, like, Walker Peters should still come in anyway, just as right wing back depth. That should be a personal situation. 5 subs as well. Yeah, all the more reason why you have to sort out your depth. Because our depth was our problem last season, and all 5 subs and a more messed up fixture list is going to do is mean that we have to rely on our depth even more. And we couldn't rely on them last season, which is why we struggled. So get these players in. I don't mind about how much it costs to get them all in. It's not really my money like that. I'm only going to say anything if I think we're really having the piss taken out of us. But, like, get in Cucurella if we can. Get in Walker Peters as well if we can, and try and get in another centre-back too. I already said I don't think Fofana is all that realistic. Already said that. He's £85 million, and they want the £85 million all up front, all immediately. When does that really happen other than Maguire? And we saw how much of a flop that was. It's majorly high risk. So to me, like, there's other options. There are other options. What else do we see? Oh, so you had 2 starts for Aston Villa last season. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I've had to refresh the comment sections. Oh, I'm way behind on these comments. Yeah, drop me a sponsorship, man. And also, lower your meal deals. You are taking a piss. You guys bet. Is Mark Goldbridge saying it's 90% done? That is rough. If that don't go his way, is what it is. Big up Goldbridge anyway, my guy. But yeah, that's Pete. De Jong won't come to Chelsea. Barca need to get rid though. Like, I don't mind if he stays. It fucks Barcelona up differently, and hopefully it means they're out of business in a year or two's time. But even if that wouldn't be the case, I would rather sort us out and bring him in if we could. But I don't think it's going to be something that gets done immediately. That's why our focus is on defence. De Jong, I could see happen, if it does happen, later on in the window. Give it like 2 weeks or something. Maybe you could start to see some movement there, because then they're going to start being desperate. They want Bernardo Silva in. And even though they want him in quickly, it depends on De Jong. And it's going to take a lot to finally get some headway between De Jong and Barcelona. Because once that happens, and De Jong actually makes a move to want to leave, that's when Chelsea will try and swoop in. We don't have to do anything right now. Just let the situation play out. I'm willing to be patient on this De Jong front. I'm not panicking about it or anything. If we don't get him, it's fine. Barca are pissed anyway. If we do get him, brilliant. Long-term investment sorted. Brilliant investment. And Cuckoo swapped for Werner. Nah, he just signed a new 2-year extension, I think. So, nah, that ain't going to happen. Colwill stocks are high too. What do you mean? Not as high as Cucurella. Colwill's had one loan spell at a championship club. Like, it's good. He did really well there. I'm not going to try and look down on it, but it's not the same. Balling out in the championship compared to balling out in the Premier League is 2 completely different things. While you ball out in the championship, there will always be a question over whether you can perform to that level in the Premier League or not. And until he does it, it's not the same as Cucurella. Cucurella is looked at as one of the best left-backs / wing-backs in the league. Colwill is not. So the stocks aren't the same. It's not at the same level. We are talking about Levi Colwill taking about 15 million off a Fofana deal, for example. So it's not the same. We're talking about Cucurella going for about 50, 60 million. It's not the same, my guys. Not the same. Until he does it in the Premier League, we can't look at it the same. Can Chilwell play left centre-back? Potentially. Like, I did bring this idea up because I was saying maybe Cucurella coming in could be an opportunity to push Chilwell into left centre-back, because maybe his body still isn't cut out for playing at left wing-back. It is such a high-intensity role there. You are just bombing up and down the left-hand side all game. And that's going to take a lot out of him. You play him at left centre-back, you get the best out of him defensively. He is very good in the air too. Underrated aspect of his game. And it also kind of protects him a little bit because he doesn't have to do as much movement. Maybe he'll have the odd drive with the ball every now and then, but it's not the same as just bombing up and down the left-hand side. So potentially bringing in Cucurella could allow us to use Chilwell as a left centre-back option. Potentially. And like we haven't seen it yet, but I wouldn't be against it. I do think he has a lot of capabilities in that role. And he's got a lot of skills that would translate perfectly into left centre-back. Same thing with Cucurella. Hell, every time we've been talking about a wing-back option, we've spoken about potentially being able to use them in one of the left or right centre-back roles too. So I wouldn't be against it. 100% wouldn't be against it. If it means we can bed him into the squad a little bit more slowly and protect him a bit more, it would be a good option for us. Good option for us. But let me know you guys' thoughts in the comments section as well. Harrison says, don't want to be doing rebuys on all our new academy players. We'll have to keep the best of what they are at least sometime. I do agree, but like, we're not really in that sort of situation right now. We can do that when we have a strong squad. And then all we're ever looking for in the summer is 1 or 2 replacements. Once we're doing that and everything we're doing is a lot more smaller in terms of a rebuild, maybe we have to fix 1 position or 2, 3 positions, then that's fine. But right now, we have to fix about 8. We need a midfielder. We need a creator and a goal scorer up front. We need wing-back depth, potentially in both positions. And then we need a centre-back or potentially 2. So we're looking at about 5 to 8 positions that we need to strengthen. And then that's before we talk about the depth in the squad too. So for right now, I agree, maybe in 2-3 years' time, we could be in a position, if we have enough good enough windows, that we could focus on keeping our academy players instead of selling them to bring other more talented, more experienced players in. But for right now, our hands are tied. We can't really do that. So it is what it is. It really is. Did you see a report? Oh, God forbid, man. God forbid. Like, I like Vardy. I think he's still a better finisher than anyone we have. But he's another one that plays off the shoulder. And we don't have midfielders that play those incisive passes. Like, we have it rarely. But that's it. It's only rare. So, to me, like, Vardy, especially at this age of his career, wrong move. Wrong move. Just looks like a kid. Basically. I see that. Yeah, early today because I've got to be at a studio for 4 p.m. So I can't do the stream at my usual time. But it's only for today. Like tomorrow we're back to the 2:30 times and we ain't moving from those time slots or anything like that. Okay. Yeah, we'll be going to about 1:30. Then everyone heads straight over to GNA TV or Chelsea Fan TV because Gem's going to be going live too. Inter Milan have told Chelsea they won't accept less than 50 million euros for Denzel Dumfries. So that's about 40 to maybe near 45, something along the lines of that. Again, would be a good option for us in right centre back as well as right wing back. So kills 2 birds with 1 stone, and potentially a bit of a cheaper option for us too. Plus, I think Tuchel could 100% get the best out of him. Same thing as Kimpembe, where everyone's saying, oh, he's a floppy shit. But it's like, no, we said the same thing about AC. We said the same thing about Rudiger. And Tuchel pulled a lot out of them. Tuchel knows how to get the best out of his defenders. So if Tuchel wants him, I want him. Because I know I can trust him with the centre-backs. It's further forward where it's like, and I need to see a little bit more. But I have to wait and see. What else are you guys saying? Continue to run the lights up, people. We haven't even hit the 200 mark, and we've got 600 of you guys in here. Guys, you know how much the like button means to us. It means more people are watching these streams. So, guys, continue to press that button, people. Big up Flawless as well. Everyone, check out Prayer for the Ops down in the description below. Run it up. I don't know how many views it's on right now, but I already know it's not enough. So, guys, big up everyone. Run it up. Big up Flawless as well. Come on, you already know what it is, my guy. You already know. What else are we seeing? Juve want Jorginho. Yeah, Juve have wanted Jorginho for a while. He was meant to be involved in the De Ligt deal. But now that that deal's not happening, it's a bit quiet on that front, and I don't blame him. Unless De Jong comes in, unless we start progressing on that front, I don't see Jorginho leaving. Hell, we don't even have a DM right now. Like, and our only depth for Jorginho is meant to be going on loan in Billy Gilmore. So I don't see that happening. I really don't see that happening. Oh yeah, again, people asking. Studio 4 p.m. So I can't stream at my usual time. But again, today it's only today. Yeah, the football terrace. I'm on the football terrace for there's a top 6 show or something like that. I think we're just doing like Premier League predictions. But yeah, if we're live, I think we're live on the terrace. Check that out around 7 p.m. Yeah, guys, run the likes up. Have we hit 200 yet? Okay, we have hit 200. Big up, guys. Now, let's get to 300. Because we should at least have half of the likes of the people watching. Just half. And while you guys are at it, again, check out Prayer for the Ops down in the description below. SU says, do you think our final signing would be CR7? Don't gas me like that. Please don't gas me like that. I'm not sure, though. Because, again, it's late in the window. If this situation continues to like develop where Ronaldo keeps pushing for a move, maybe, because you don't want to keep an unhappy face at, especially of Ronaldo's stature, at the club, because that's only going to make issues for Ten Hag when he's trying to bed in and fit his philosophy into the squad. If not, like I don't know. Like I'll say there's still a chance because he doesn't look settled there, but even if United start becoming more willing to sell, would they sell to Chelsea? Very close rivals, and they're trying to break into the top 4 as well. I don't know. Like I'm starting to think it's a bit unlikely. Even though I'd really want him, I don't think it's likely. And you can get him on the last day, please. Pagan. Fair enough. A lot of United fans are starting to turn on Ronaldo on this one, but it is what it is. Ronaldo only cares about number 1. And I know if Ronaldo comes to Chelsea, he ain't thinking, I love Chelsea, I want to be proper Chelsea, or any of that bollocks. I know that's not going to be the case. But I don't really care. He's only going to be here for a year or 2, and I need goals. Ronaldo coming in, we're already favourites. Well, we're already strong favourites for the domestic cups, but if you're talking to me about the Champions League, we're going to have an absolute demon in the Champions League. He will score in nearly every game because he wants to leave for the Champions League so he can hold his record over fucking Messi's head. So, like, that could potentially make us not strong favourites, but one of the top favourites in the Champions League. And I already feel like if we get our defensive signings sorted, we should be up there anyway. One of the main reasons why we won the Champions League was because of how strong our defence was. Like, we only conceded 2 goals. Statistically, the best defence in Champions League history. Even though we still dominated going forward, but that's also because it's a lot more open in the Champions League as opposed to Premier League. Teams aren't really just sitting deep and parking the bus and all of that. Flores said, you actually think you would sell to us? Fair enough, although I agree with you as well. I think now at this point in the window, it's a little bit too late for that. If we get Ronaldo and Frankie De Jong, no, we can't win the Prem. Respectfully, we're not winning the Premier League this season, regardless of who we get. We either don't get enough and we have too many areas that we need to strengthen, or we get too many in and we have to bed them all into the squad. And then that takes a while too. Respectfully, this season is Manchester City's. And it's fine, because I already said we are in a bit of a long-term process. I'm not sitting there saying trust the process like some gooner. I don't have to sell Thomas Tuchel to anybody. We already know what Tuchel's about. But look at the state of the squad. We ain't winning the league. Even if we get Ronaldo, even if we just get De Jong. Because we have to sort out the wing-backs, we have to sort out the centre-backs. And God knows what's going on with the midfield too. Even our goalkeeper's a bit on sus watch right now. We ain't winning the league. We can win the domestic cups though. We could push for a Champions League. Push. Not going to say we'll outright win it, but if we could sort out our defence, no reason to say why we can't make at least the semi-finals. At least. Or maybe the quarters. I don't know. Been bitten too many. It's not even that. I don't have the faith in this squad for it right now. Once we actually solidify over 1 or 2 transfer windows, maybe we could make this happen. But that's the only way that I see it. The only way I see it. Guys, continue to run your comments in. Let me know you guys' thoughts. I might see who's about. throw the link out for a little bit. Who's even said that they're about? Yeah, I'll throw the link out to a couple people and see if they're about. While I'm doing this as well, run the lights up. C1 as well, and we'll see what the guys on Instagram are saying. I can't believe we've got this many numbers already. It's all mad. It's 12 o'clock. I thought we were going to get half the amount of people watching. Big up everybody that is here. It's a madness. Undeniable and deals. Cool. Let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, Klasref ain't about. Klasref ain't about. Is what it is. Man said Werner to outscore Haaland must be mad. See, I get what you're saying, but I feel like doing at my time is usually the best in order to get the Australian times in and the American times. Because like the Americans are just waking up. The Australians are about to go to sleep. Speaking of Australia, big up Declared. What are you telling me, my guy?
Big up Australia.
What are you saying, my guy? This is a better time for you, I'm guessing.
It's probably the best time. This is the best time. I was so surprised. I thought this was like a notification for yesterday's video or something. Well,
yeah, no, I was saying to everyone, I've got to be at studio for 4 p.m, so I've had to push this one. Wait,
I did read that, but when you say those times...
Wait, what are you saying?
So I did read that, but when you give those UK times, I really don't follow. I'm still shocked.
What time is it for you usually when I stream?
12 midnight or 11, something like that. No, I think you kick it off a bit earlier. Yeah, like
fucking hell.
You start your rant earlier. Yeah, but it's not bad because I usually stay up late.
Yeah, also this as well. Like, you fuck that. This time is not the time for me. Like, I'll be real. I was lucky I even woke up well, but is what it is. What's you guys' thoughts on this whole Cucurella situation then? Do you think it's a bit of a piss take from Brighton's front or what?
I feel that Thomas Tuchel wants Colwill to stay. No, he wants him to go out on a loan. But
what makes you think that?
Because he's apparently assessed him already, obviously, and I feel that from pre-season, and I feel that he needs Colwill to go out on another loan. That's what I feel.
It's not even about that. I think if we can't get the people in, I guess Colwill stays. If we get the transfers over the line, then there's a decision maybe to be made. I think it comes down to who we bring in.
Is that true? Cucurella has more crosses into the box than De Bruyne. That's fucking mental if that's true, by the way. Also, more crosses, but I want to know the success rate on those crosses, by the way. Because a lot of them could just be a bit wayward or something.
Remember the word though, Lewis, yeah? Remember when Colwill was saying that he wanted out depending on how many centre-backs we got?
Yeah, but that was bullshit, though. That was bullshit. That wasn't real.
Yeah.
I think this is another case of, we've been hyped on some news that we've been linked and everyone thinks it's done. And maybe it can still be done. But I can hear everyone just, the heads, I don't know, people just turning on the deal. I think classic
how
Chelsea
dare
fans.
they demand more money? It's like, it's their best player.
Like,
I ain't surprised.
It's not even that. Man City couldn't get a deal done. It's not going to be that easy.
How much? What's the price of what they said? Do you reckon? Do you think they're saying a region of 70 mil, 80 mil max, and we're not having it? We're not buying it.
Like I think it'll be like around 65 or 50 and Colwill, and I'm fine with that. Or get a buyback or a first refusal, and I'm fine.
I'm not.
Oh yeah, of course you switched your mic on as soon as I said that. Of
Yeah, but
course.
you have to realize if we're giving them Colwill, they're not going to add a buyback clause or a first refusal because they need to protect their long-term future too.
Yeah.
They're probably
Then
not going to
have a buyback clause that activates in about 3 years or something, like Tammy Abraham, for example.
But look at
And that
Tomori.
works.
And their back clause on Tomori.
Nah, Tomori has nothing.
There's nothing on Tomori,
There's
I think.
nothing
We
on
just let him
Tomori.
go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mark Gay has a
First
first
refusal.
refusal.
Livermento's a buyback.
Yeah, Livermento's activates next year.
Yeah.
Look,
So, like,
if
with a
we,
lot of
if,
the outgoings, we're doing that more. Go on, Declared.
Lamptey has nothing.
if
as
we
well.
don't believe Colwill is good enough now, then you know, don't worry about the buyback clause. Just let him go, I guess, and we get our like Cucurella is pretty young as well. So
Yeah,
there's
he's
no
like
point.
24 years old, but I would still put a buyback clause on Colwill. Like, I think it's still too early to judge. People already have their
Yeah.
minds made up on Levi Colwill based off the one loan at Huddersfield, where it's like,
He's only 19.
that's it. Like, he's young. He's had one good year. I'm not saying throw him into the squad. I'm also not saying he's shit. It's just, if there's a more experienced option out there that I know what I'm getting with, I would
Yeah.
rather focus on that.
And
Hey,
also,
Lewis, how many loans did Chalobah have?
He had about 2, 3.
Free.
He went Huddersfield, he went Lorient, and I'm not sure
Ipswich.
where the other one was.
Ipswich.
Well,
Ipswich,
it wouldn't
yeah, that
surprise
was
me. It wouldn't surprise me if Colwill goes out on another loan.
Not right now, because I think he's too important for too many deals. It's either this one or Fofana.
Yeah, but so another thing is, it's rare you see a player plus cash deal nowadays. I think if he was to exit, it would be a loan.
It may be,
Hey,
but it's,
Yeah.
If
it's
there's
what
such a
Bowie's
demand
done a
on,
lot. Go on,
yeah,
go
if
on.
there's such a demand on Colwill from two clubs, if Leicester and Brighton are interested, we're better off just loaning him or keeping him or loaning him out, and Colwill will be a way more in-demand player in the near future if we believe
Yeah.
that. We might as well pay the
Do you
extra
think that Ampadu? Do
on
you think
Fofana.
the Ampadu? Do you think Ampadu's situation is an effect of things as well?
I don't know. Right now, we actually have a bit of an inflated squad, but we also have a lot of players that want to leave. So I think it's kind of interesting and worrying that we don't even know who we want at the moment, and the league starts next week.
I
think
would
we're
say
gonna be
that it
pretty a
feels
mess for a
like we're
couple
just
months.
throwing darts at a dartboard and just picking whatever player we hit. But they're good options,
No,
at least.
I think we are. If you actually look, we are building a squad though.
No one's saying we're not building a squad. We're just more looking at the options that we're going for because it's just all over the place right now. But we have so many areas we have to strengthen.
But most importantly, I think we are getting rid of Deadwood. Something that we complained about for seasons. Something that we're trying to get done. Well, it looks like it. I mean, if
We're
we
trying to, but like, are we is another way of looking at it because I'm not sure yet. Ziyech, I don't know what's happening with AC Milan. We've been in talks for like the last year. Literally the last year.
And Batshuayi are still here. Emerson.
Yeah, Lampard don't want either of them now. Don't blame him.
I think some of those deals might be done. It's just a matter of us getting players in, or that, or too much time has probably passed. I think we had deals lined up for them. We just were trying to get replacements, so we're not left without. I think that's part of the problem for some of these Deadwood. But I think if players want to leave and we get them out, I think that's the most important. I don't want to hang on players that didn't want to be here and are disgruntled and have a bigger effect on the squad.
But how many players do we have in the squad now? Like 23?
No, way more. I think there's 30.
We have about...
We've got to narrow it down to 25, I think.
What, in the current first team?
Let me have a look. I'll have a look. One sec.
There's 5 subs this season, though.
Yeah.
No, but you
Yeah,
have
5
to
subs.
register 20.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need a 25-man squad. Let's have a look at the team. So we've got 3, 6... Fuck now, lagging. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 31. So there's about 6 players that you want to try and get rid of.
Before the start of the season.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I saw in the
does
senior
it have
squad.
to be before the start of the season, or we got
Well,
some time to
you don't
register?
not have to. Like, you don't even necessarily need to get rid of them. They just wouldn't be a part of the squad. But for the sake of the team morale, you rather would.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is
And
now,
from the looks of it, Kepa could potentially be going to Napoli. That's one. Alonso to Barca. Aspi to Barca. Sarr potentially. Baba Rahman's still in here as well, so I'm just going to throw him in there too.
And that's not counting any transfers as well.
Barkley.
So if we get
Kennedy.
No, Kennedy I think stays.
and Emerson,
Barkley, that's 6. Werner, that's 7.
Loftus.
Gilmore, if he goes on loan, is 8. Batshuayi, 9. There's options of players leaving, 100%. Ziyech, that's 10.
Are you not? If we're going with a back three, yeah. Are you? How would you be surprised how many centre backs we would get?
You need at least 5 or 6.
no, you need 5. You need 5. 6 is too many.
Why is 6 too many?
You play with a back 3, so you'd rather go for 6.
So,
1 for each.
so you're telling me
So
you're
wouldn't it be ideal to have at least 2 for every position?
So how many
Yeah.
centre backs do you want on the bench? Because you know you can only have 9 players on the bench, and one's a goalkeeper.
Depending on the squad, you at least have 2 centre backs on the bench.
Yeah.
Or if
so-
people
so
are
5.
versatile. No, well, that's when versatility comes into play. If a player's versatile, then he can
You
come
can
on
have
for a couple
them
of
as depth
positions.
for multiple
Would
positions.
you be surprised
yeah.
if Loftus-Cheek plays there?
Wing back, only if we don't get a wing back in. Like,
Centre back.
what do you mean? Loftus-Cheek is centre back depth.
Yeah.
He
What?
played against Luton. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, against Luton.
Yeah, he got man of the match. That's the reason.
I swear, a wing back, not a centre back.
No, he the first half
He did in the cup games, but I mean that was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that was
Did
that was
Loftus-Cheek
in
play
terms.
centre back against Udinese?
No, Luton.
No.
It was Luton. It was Luton last season.
Luton.
Not in
So
pre-season.
we're doing
it
this
was-
Loftus-Cheek at centre back off a Luton game.
He got man of the match.
Depend on the injuries. Isn't it?
I can't believe you guys. It was a game where we didn't
This-
want to
this is
play.
why we don't
wanted to
stream
rest our
early,
main
people.
players.
This is why we don't stream early, because then we talk about Loftus-Cheek at centre back.
No.
Yeah, you're gonna make people choke on their breakfast. What are you doing?
No, I'm just thinking in it. This idea, you know, in case
Well,
injuries.
Ah,
I don't
Okay,
even
we're
think
back
that
to
work
you.
in FIFA if you tried it. That would be a bad idea even in FIFA.
we don't even know Loftus-Cheek for his defensive abilities. It's because of how good he is at driving the ball forward.
So how
Oh,
many?
Call off.
So
if Loftus-Cheek can play centre back, I'm gonna start calling him the pretender. We can play him in any position.
If Silva
Just
gets injured,
The chameleon adapts to it.
if Silva
I'm gonna
gets
put him
injured,
striker as well.
if Silva gets injured, say Silva gets injured, and then one of our other centre backs gets injured, we need backup.
I just saw Lewis's eyes open up there. That's a bad scenario for the season.
Man went from Thiago Silva to Loftus-Cheek at the back. We are fucked, bruh.
Koulibaly comes straight in, and you know what? Even
Or Chalobah. I'd rather play fucking Chalobah in the middle.
Malangsa.
no, but Lewis, there was like
Even
Ampadu. I think You
Even
know what,
like the
even-
corpse of Azpilicueta, I'll play at centre back, at middle centre back.
See, I don't think Aspie goes.
he might not if we don't get
Depends
someone
on who comes in. If a
Yeah.
centre back comes in, I think Aspie leaves. If Cucurella comes in, Alonso leaves. That's the way I see it.
in. The interesting one is that this Werner was heavily linked, but I mean, who's the person coming in? Do we let some attackers go? We don't get any money.
Zaha.
I'm surprised Barkley's staying too.
Again, it's because we can't find anybody for him.
Yeah. So,
Everton,
you know
were
what?
interested, but they turned round. They don't
Yeah.
want him.
We should have done the Barkley for Carney swap deal. That
Barkley
made
for who?
sense.
Why do you... Villa don't want him? We sent him on loan there for a year, and they were begging us to take him back. Bro, trust me,
Wow.
like, we just need to run down this guy's contract and just give him the boot next year. Like, I'm sure he's got 1 year left, right?
Yeah, he does.
yeah.
Yeah, just, we got a firm this year, and then he's gone. That's just it.
Who's that guy again? Can you pronounce his name again? Chukwuemeka.
Chukwuemeka.
Chucky
Chukwuemeka?
Chukwuemeka.
Chukwuemeka.
He's
He's
a
a good
serious
nickname for
player,
him.
man.
Fatal, make a good nickname for him so we can use it.
I'm trying to pronounce his name. So,
He was telling you how to pronounce it.
Nah, he wasn't. And he should be in school by now.
Yeah, I watched Carney playing for under 19 Euros. He balled out, man.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
telling
we've
you.
got a specialist now. But Pokedoku would have been following this guy for years.
You know
man.
what? You know
In the
what?
cup
Yeah,
games,
let's
isn't
just
it?
call him Carney. Let's just call him
Exactly.
We'll call
Might
him
as well call him
Carney.
that.
I was so surprised when I saw.
We call Aspilicueta Dave. Might as well call him that.
I was so surprised when I saw we signed him because I was so shocked because this guy's like ranked top 5 English of the 21.
You know
Why
what? Fair enough,
Why
Andrew.
are you shaking your head?
If it's
sir?
enough to get
What's
Andrew
going
on, that's
Because
good
we
enough.
just had a 5-minute debate over Loftus-Cheek at fucking centre back.
I know he's gonna come for man for saying that. Still.
Fuck.
Bro, I don't know where that came from, man. That is
Fucking
one of the
hell.
wildest
That
things. I've heard some wild shit on this channel, by the way.
Wallahi,
that's
fam,
crazy.
you lot need to
That
go to
is a
school,
massive-
man.
that's a
Fucking hell,
massive
it's still 1
L.
PM, man. You lot saying some wild
Man of
stuff.
match against Luton. Man of match against Luton.
There's a
Didn't we
backup
stru-
idea, innit?
Didn't we struggle?
Oh, my
Didn't we
days.
struggle against Luton? Didn't we go to extra time against Luton or something?
That was Plymouth.
No, it was 90 minutes, but we were still shit. We only won 3-2.
Yeah, Plymouth Argyle. Like
Hey,
a couple.
you know what?
That's the
I had
type
a
of
couple
thing they
minutes away
say
from
in
Plymouth
spaces, man. RLC for centre back. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Pokudoku once in.
You know what it feels like at this point? It's like they don't want Loftus-Cheek for his playing ability. They just want him to stay, and they're trying to fit him anywhere. Like I think next we're just
he's
gonna
got-
go.
he's got the
Maybe
body type.
Loftus-Cheek can be a good assistant coach in that.
Yeah.
Maybe we just keep him on, couple him on the thing.
He's got the
Just
body type
anything
for
to
a
just
centre
keep him at the club.
He's got the body type for centre back.
Yeah,
What are
he's
you
built.
smoking on?
Has he
Seriously,
got?
it's 1 PM.
Has
He's
he
literally
got?
smoking
Has
some
he got?
cracks now.
Has he got the defensive qualities to play centre back?
I think he's got physical attributes. But
I prefer Cucurella.
Andrew, he's got charisma, mate. He's got
Physical
charisma.
attributes.
No. Because if that's
He
the
can
case,
talk to the strikers.
if that's the case, you could have put Didier Drogba at centre back.
I
Has
think
he
if you
got
Hey, we should have put
defensive
Lukaku at the back. Maybe it would have worked.
but like if you play him in the middle of the back three, you could just use his technical ability and his physical ability.
Again,
I can't believe he's still making a
has
case.
he got the defensive qualities to play in a back three or a back four?
But like probably not. But like we dominate the ball anyways. We dominate the ball anyways. So it's not.
We don't need defensive players.
I'm just saying it just because in case we don't have no backup in it.
Hey, imagine Loftus-Cheek running the ball from the back line all the way to the front. I think he can do that.
Someone that I love. I don't want to hear about this nonsense
We're
again.
still trying to sell this
Please,
shit.
Lord have mercy on my soul. Have mercy on us, Ya Allah. Mahallah.
Oh
Lord,
my
Lord, have
gosh.
mercy.
Hey, if a player had this much versatility, how much would he go for? Like, if Loftus-Cheek could play centre back as well.
All this
25 mil.
versatility and he can't hold down one of the positions.
But if he physically had the body type for it, then would you then, looking at body type, you would say Christensen hasn't got the body type to play defender?
Right? If he's got the body type, fuck it, sign Monster and play him at the back.
I know.
Fuck it.
No, sign Prime, man.
Big up Monster as well.
No, Prime, man.
But I'm just saying, like, in a one-off game, but like you just need the players. He has like the right attributes to just fill a slot.
Did you see Inter
Let
Milan,
it die.
Inter Milan put 50 million on Dumfries' head.
Yeah, I saw that. If Tuchel wants him, then I'm still down for it because it fills 2 positions. I'm 100% fine with that.
I think 40 mil for Dumfries is hefty though.
35 mil, not bad.
I don't know. I probably would have said
But there's 5 mil
I'm kind of
difference.
desperate for players at the moment.
No, that's a 5 mil difference. It's like, okay, like if we want 35, they want 40. Bump the 5 million up, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
I just want someone in. How has the news gone? Like, we were close to signing Fofana, Cucurella, and nothing's really happening.
What the fuck is wrong
Now
with my
De Jong.
laptop?
Now with new players that popped up today.
And also, by the way, the Carney news I knew about it 2 days before it got announced.
Oh yeah, but you
my
just
God.
didn't say anything.
You kept
Right,
it for yourself.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
Like I said,
What have you been doing for 2 days?
who me?
Yeah.
I'll be real, man. I knew about the Koulibaly transfer like 2 months before anyone knew. I just kept it quiet. I thought if I said it and it didn't happen, everyone would mud me.
Yeah.
I'd be called a
Don't
fake.
worry.
in
I
the
know
know
about
and
the De
everything.
Jong deal. I still haven't announced it. I'm just thinking when
Don't
to
worry.
do
When
it.
we
Yo,
sign,
I'll
when we
be
sign,
real, like, De Jong
when we
can do
sign
bits,
Neymar,
man.
I'll let you know when I found out about it. Yeah. I'll let you know when we sign Neymar about it.
Jorginho competition,
Oh.
De Jong in the midfield. Ugh.
De Jong can play centre back as well.
No one's asking you.
No. That's the point of the no. That's
Why
the
are we-
point of the why are we doing this? Why
Because
don't we
he-
just buy
no,
actual
ma-
centre backs that play there? De Jong, that's the last position he plays because Barcelona are trying to force him out and make him quit.
Nah, you made me go this, man. He think this is a FIFA Ultimate Team still, though.
Yeah, he sees.
It doesn't
he
even
sees-
work in Ultimate Team.
He sees.
Who would play De Jong as a centre back in Ultimate Team?
Yeah, he says.
I would.
What he does.
I
is
did
he's
last
got
year.
Cam,
I did.
centre
All
mid,
my life,
centre
I
back.
did. I
Yeah.
did play
Yeah?
centre back. I play him as centre
How
back.
would you do, Feta?
I got Division 1.
The
It
fact
was
that you had to
receiving.
look, you had to
It was
change
at a-
your tone and look to the right,
It
and
was in the
you'll,
season.
and yeah,
It was
That was not the most convincing one. You'd be like, "Yeah, I made Division 1, motherfucker. No, I made Division 1. I made one. I made one."
show us
Made
those,
Division 1.
those are the punch holes you did
Why
in the
every-
wall, where you went and bought extra packs after those losses.
Chuku Mecca then. Is that it? Chuku Mecca.
Chukwuemeka or Mecca, whatever it is.
We're all just going to
Actually,
call him
man.
Carney at the end of the
Aspilicueta
day.
goes, when Aspilicueta goes, just call him Dave. Like we did
Mhm.
with Aspilicueta. We just call him
He's the
Dave.
new Dave.
Yeah, we just call him Dave.
He's
We'll call him
Nigerian.
Chucky or something. We'll call him
Chucky.
Chucky.
Call him Chucky. Chucky.
Yeah, we'll call him Chucky.
Chucky. Yeah.
Hey, if we're so
Not a bad
desperate
name, you know. It's not even a bad. Yeah, you know, I'm just going to
Yeah,
call him
like,
Chucky from now on.
I've been watching
That's
this
it.
guy for like at least a year now. Like
I
what I
think
saw.
it's more than
Yeah,
that.
you've been watching him since the under 12s, didn't you?
Yeah.
No.
Under 8.
No, I don't really
Under
watch Aston Villa players like that. But
He
like,
stands out of the rest.
No, but you didn't
I-
see him when he was playing against Chelsea.
no.
Didn't see how Levi Colwill dealt with him or anything like that.
I'll explain. The first time I watched him, I think Aston Villa were playing in the FA Youth Cup final. And I think that's the first time I ever thought he came to my idea. And after that day, I've been keeping tabs on him. And then I watched him. I watched him in the under 19s tournament. He obviously got player of the tournament. What do you mean live?
Lies. I'm not
Yes,
going-
Alex. So, what's your thoughts at Ruben Loftus-Cheek as a centre back?
What the fuck?
I know.
All right, the fuck. See?
Well,
I was
we
gonna
had
say-
like a
Why?
15-minute I don't know why. So someone just said
If
it
we're
would be
so-
a good idea. And it's
Hey, if we're so
mad.
desperate, why wouldn't we just go to a back four? Like if we're so
Yeah,
desperate
yeah.
to like
Exactly. Yeah.
We need the
put
midfielders.
players there.
Here's an idea. Yeah. Here's an idea. We haven't got enough defenders to play the 3. Let's just play the 4 for that game.
Yeah,
Something, do you know what I mean? Yeah.
and then maybe put Loftus-Cheek in his main position in the midfield.
It's a 3 midfielders. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Loftus-Cheek will get enough free though.
I think we'll have to.
But you want to put him in the centre back?
I think
You
we'll have
put
to
him
check
in a
those
two-man centre. You are an enemy of progress, my guy.
Yo,
think-
go back to school, man. It's a school time now. Fuck.
I think Loftus-Cheek could play center forward, but
Yeah.
more chance than center back.
Conte tried it. Conte did try it.
I think Loftus-Cheek can play most positions on the pitch, except from
No.
goalkeeper.
Hey,
Let's
why-
not think.
No,
Let's not
Why don't
think.
you champion like someone like Alonso? I believe Alonso can play.
I
centre
believe
back.
too,
Alonso
actually.
can play forward.
Yeah, he can play striker.
Yeah,
Okay, there's he
Like,
can
he
play
plays-
there, but
that's
he
the
can
guy.
play well.
it's not.
Well,
Ross, it's
see
not
that-
about playing well. You know,
Rhys
if we're
James
talking
used
about
to play-
Loftus-Cheek,
used
yeah,
to play a striker. He was transformed to the
yeah.
Rhys James.
Yeah,
by
but they
the way,
did that from a younger age.
Yeah. What's the name? I think Chelsea. What?
Alonso was a centre
what's
back,
the,
though.
what's the topic? I don't know.
Chalobah was a striker before he moved to centre
Having a
back.
bit of a laugh.
What's the topic of the conversation? Are we really just shooting the breeze by talking about Loftus-Cheek and the defense, or
Well, we were
There's the
talking about
rumours that-
Cucurella and Fofana and Colwill, and then we ended up in Loftus-Cheek, whether he can
No,
play. centre
deals
back or not.
brought up that Loftus-Cheek could cover us at centre back if Thiago Silva got injured.
Oh,
And he
man.
bailed. Where did deals go?
He bailed, man.
he set you up and left?
Yeah,
Didn't he?
Nah, he was trying, Alex. I think you scared him.
No,
You were
he's
gonna
had enough.
crucify him.
He's
Andrew
had
jumped on, and now you two would have been a pile on. Poor guy, come back, deals, please.
Yeah, Deals, come back, man. Come back.
I was
I blame
talking
the
to
Go on,
not
Alex.
everybody's favorite person, Mike, yesterday about.
Oh boy.
Oh, geez, what was he saying?
Mr. Positive. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Well, look. I understand his point of view sometimes, but he does have a ability to make everything, like sad.
And gloomy
Yeah.
and all of that.
Yeah.
Fucking
But
Debbie Downer. That's what he is, man. Jesus
But
Christ.
so about De Jong, he's trying to convince me that De Jong is not the player Chelsea that we need. But he said he will like, for example, I understand that he likes Rice, right? So
Mhm.
basically, I asked him, "Would you have De Jong and Rice in the same team?" He's like, "Hell yeah, that's a really good. I think it will be really good team if." But I was like, "This is why, I wanted the De Jong." So, for example, I was telling him, "Look, here's the opportunity for you to get De Jong this summer, or you're gonna fight with somebody else next summer." You know what I'm saying? And if you think De Jong is not gonna get around with players like this season, maybe he can get around the players if we get Rice for the next season or season after that. You see what I'm saying? You can't think everything at one time. And so my view is get the player if we can. If we can, get him. If we can't, it's not bother. But if you can get it, and you can go for the other player that you want next time. And that's it. I actually think that De Jong, I'm not saying he's a 6, but he can actually play in a deeper role in the double pivot, because I don't think we're switching from this double pivot. I don't think.
Yeah,
Tuchel
not this
likes-
season.
No, I don't even think Tuchel likes 1-6 in the team. I think he just likes two pivot players that actually good on the both side going forward and stay back.
Yeah,
if
but
we
wouldn't the
need
4-2-2 be able to do that?
Yeah,
You have the
but
two
we don't
sixes
have-
and then
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But the problem is, what's his name? You don't have it with all the players. Some players just bump forward without recognition. You know what I'm saying? Like they forget about it, about the back, and that's it. So for me, get De Jong if you can now, and get Rice if he's available next season, or somebody else.
Rice
So
makes
that-
more sense when his contract goes down, unless West Ham keep the same valuation.
Yeah,
I've already said my
exactly.
issue with Rice is the price tag. You halve that, suddenly I'm more keen on it. But for 150
Same
million,
thing.
it's a load of arse. Load of arse.
So, what do you think about what's going on in the transfer market? I literally just woke up.
The Cucurella stuff, like we want to offer Colwill on a loan, but they want a permanent deal. So like we're at a bit of a standoff on that. I'm not really too fussed, depending on the price tag. Like if they're demanding much more cash and Colwill, then I think no. But if it's just a 50 million and Colwill and we can put a buyback or a first refusal on it, I don't think it's the worst deal in the world for us. And I think both sides leave it happy.
By the way,
But no more cash. No more cash.
Okay, so the news is they still won't Colwill in that 50 mil.
Yes, I
Well,
think
they
we
can
put
come-
just above 50.
Okay, so with bonuses, understood. So in this case, I think they can go fuck off for one
you still
particular
rather keep
reason.
Colwill?
No. It's not about Colwill. It's about they didn't ask for a player when they accepted. They said that they with Manchester City. All they wanted is 50 from Manchester City. All of a sudden, from Chelsea, they
Facts.
want 50, and they want Colwill. They're moving the goalpost just like Sevilla did at the last minute, because they seen there's two clubs interested in it, so they
But-
try to bargain it.
Do you feel like it's a case that because the City deal was going earlier, they could have taken the cash deal and be able to have enough time to find a replacement, whereas now it's a bit harder to find a replacement?
Not
But
really.
The thing is, though, when it comes to
Fair
everyone's going, well, why didn't they ask for a City player? And maybe they don't. City haven't got any players that they want in terms of,
Or that they'd be willing to let go
They're
of.
willing to let. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. And let's face it, man. They are in a strong bargaining position. They don't have to sell this player. Yeah,
Okay.
he's got 5 years left on his contract. No matter what we put in, it's up to us. It's not a buyer's market. It's a seller's market. Yeah. It's the same like for Fofana. We have to pay what they actually want. They want Colwill. I think the option would be they would probably be okay with his first refusal, not a buyback clause. Because a buyback clause, states will kick in any time, right? Like 2 years or 3 years time. Whereas first refusal, they could do it any time. Do you know what I mean? If they decide to sell or anything like that. So it's just one of those things. But no Chelsea fans should be really upset that they are doing this. Because,
I'm not upset, but I don't. I think we're pulling
I'm
us.
just saying I've seen it like, oh well, move on. How could Brighton do this? It's
Well,
like,
I just
dude,
said it. They can go fuck
yeah,
off.
but what I'm saying is like they are in a very strong position. It's like us trying to sell our players when we put stupid prices on them. Do you know what I mean? And it's just any club can do that.
I feel. Look, I understand your point of view. You think that, for example, what would you rather have Levi Colwill in which deal, Cucurella or Fofana?
That's a tough one, man. That is a tough one because
apparently
Cucurella
both
looks
of
like
them.
he's checked out already.
Cucurella can do two jobs. He can do a left centre back. He can do left wing back.
I'd rather keep.
And Fofana can only do centre back, right? So
here's the thing. Okay.
Plus, you got Colwill there who can do that. Who possibly could do that job.
Well, we still have Cucurella.
But my thing is, I don't think this is Chelsea not wanting to sell Colwill. I think they want to try and use him in the Fofana deal.
I know, and I think that's more logical.
And I'm also not sure if Chelsea are trusting Chilwell that much right now. I think maybe he still needs a bit more to go in terms of his full recovery.
What I'm saying is, I don't think it's because Chelsea don't want to sell Colwill. It might be a little bit. I think they want to try and use him in the Fofana deal because it's overall more expensive than what. Well, we presume what.
No, Tuchel doesn't want to sell Colwill in general. He wants him to stay in the squad.
Yeah.
That was reported. I think it was from.
He's got to try.
Phillips, yeah.
What is he saying to him in terms of offering him minutes? Because I know we've got a lot of games coming up, but you can't say to a guy, "Oh yeah, I want you to stay," but then we go buy another defender.
No.
Look,
I think you're the biggest. You're the biggest guy that's saying that it's a World Cup. It's a lot of games.
Yeah,
Guess how many centre backs go in a World Cup?
I think this clarification. Obviously, we're not going to get that till the window shuts about who we were after. Is it Cucurella and Fofana and that's it? If it's Cucurella and Fofana, that's it. Then you can see Colwill staying. But you then have to balance up. You might have to sacrifice Colwill to get one of these players.
Oh, I don't. That's the problem. I don't have a problem sacrificing Fofana, Cucurella. I think at least should be something on a buyback clause or first refusal. That will be. Agree. I don't like what Brighton does. It's moving the post at the last minute.
Yeah, I can understand people.
To be fair, like we would, if we got Fofana and we got Walker Peters, we'd be able to solve the wing back depth because he can play in both positions. And then you got the centre back sort of Fofana too.
It really is what
I
think
the turn to Cucurella only shows that like there's probably a lot going on deeper with this Chilwell situation than we know about because this just came out of nowhere.
I know, but
not really.
No. I listen to a degree, yes, but it's also even if Chilwell was fit last year, the drop off from Chilwell to Alonso and Emerson is huge. We need
I don't think it's that big of a dropout. I just think that the problem.
We saw it last season, man.
No. That's not the problem.
James over there
No. That's not the problem. The problem was the link. How many games we had to play? Because if Chilwell would have been fit for the whole season, and Alonso played games here and there, then it was different. But since Chilwell had a year, almost a whole year, we sell Alonso every week. That's what
one of the buzzwords for the summer: versatility. And Cucurella can do two jobs. I can do the left centre back.
I kind of want Cucurella more than Fofana.
I'm not limiting myself. I want both. I'm not
The
limiting
reason
myself.
why-
I want both, but I think he wants No, this is just Cucurella. This isn't Cucurella or Fofana for me. It's they want both. I want both. I think he wants Cucurella because he can do 2 jobs on that left-hand side, yeah? And he can rotate him and Chilwell, and that's a fantastic option to have. Same with Carl Walker-Peters. Don't any Chelsea fans turning their nose up. You're not looking at the big picture here. We need that so that James can then sometimes play right centre back as well. So we can
And
rotate
again,
and
people
keep it up.
looking at the price tag. We're too late in the window to expect
But
good
35
affordable
million
deals.
is the 35 million is the new 15 to 20 million.
What happened?
with
Fatur?
Southampton have to get a replacement
Where
too.
you going, Fatur? Is it your brother on the picture? Who is it?
Oh, that's meant to be Haaland.
No, I got something to do.
Oh yeah, no worries, bro. We're gonna wrap up in a couple minutes anyway, because I've got to
Why
head
is
out.
there a stream, by the way?
I'm on Football Terrace. I've got to be at their studios for 4 p.m, so I couldn't do the usual time. But it's only for today. It's the only day I was able to do it.
What's the overlap? You're not going to overlap?
Overlap?
Yeah.
Is there an
I saw
overlap?
yeah.
Oh, motherfuckers. Oh, well, the second time.
I
It's
saw
what it
some
is.
girl from Newcastle taking the pictures overlap.
Oh, I'm guessing that's what's her name, Kendall. I wanted to go through this just before we wrap up. I can't give you. Oh my fucking gosh! I can't give you names, but Chelsea are still actively looking at forwards. I've heard a very interesting name which I can't share, and I heard a lot of people in the comments say Jamie Vardy, and I hope it's not that name. I really do, because
Nah.
that's not the answer that we need.
That's airy favourites. I was listening to a stream yesterday. There's an Arsenal fan going, "Yeah, we're definitely going to sign a mystery right winger." And someone went to him, "Okay, well, who is it?" And he went, "I can't tell you. It's a mystery." It's like it's the same nonsense. It's like
No, the only thing is this came from Matt Law, so I do believe there's actually a name.
That's why people get on these guys when they put out stupid stuff like this, right? And then they complain when they get about 1,000 messages going, "Come on, tell us who it is. Is it this guy? Is it this guy?" Just say we're still looking in the forwards. Don't say you know who it is, and like that, because you're just going to get abuse, aren't you?
Well, they need to protect their brand.
Well, their
No,
brand's
but it's
taken
not even
his
protecting their
brand's
brand. It's
taken-
like, I have this big piece of information, but I can't tell.
their brand's taken a
Why are you
battering over-
talking then?
But their brand's taken a battering over the Kunde deal. Do you know what I mean? It's taken a
I think
battering.
I'm gonna build my brand up by
Yeah.
just saying if I get this certain amount of likes, I'm gonna tell you the name. It's a
There's no-
mystery.
Hey, I know a couple forwards that we should get, but I'm not gonna tell you guys. But maybe in a
Yeah.
couple weeks or so, I'll let you guys
Yeah.
know. But I'm
I
not too
think
sure.
we're gonna sign a set a player for a position.
Is what it is. But yeah, guys, I do think we are gonna have to wrap this up here. I could only go until about 1:30. But yeah, guys, everyone, GNA TV, Chelsea Fan TV, they are about to go live as well, so they're going to be going through all the news too. Check them out, smash the like and subscribe button. Big up everyone that's locked in, and we'll be back tomorrow at the usual time. This is only for today, but big up everyone who's still here. We've had the same amount of viewers, and that's mad. I didn't expect that. So big up all of you guys. Draco said Depay is going to be on a free contract. Wouldn't actually mind taking him as a potential centre forward option for us. Has had a really good pre-season.
Koulibaly's live, by the way.
Koulibaly's oh cool. Well, I'm gonna have to just get quotes, but it is what it is. But big up everyone. Head over to Chelsea Fan TV right now because they're all just about to go live. Big up everyone that's locked in. Like and subscribe. And yeah, we aren't going to tell you about the forward that Chelsea could potentially be linked with, but we'll tell you when it happens and tell you that we knew about it 3 weeks in advance because we're all in the nose here. Big up everyone, like and subscribe, and as always, up the Chelsea.